winter of the year 2000, a group of determined filmmakers set out on a journey.
Black horses away!
Their goal was to show horses as they had never been seen before, on a screen 6 stories high.
Come up. Stand by.
So we'll do that tomorrow morning.
A year later, their journey would end with the completion of the new IMAX film, Horses, the Story of Equus.
This film's about 3 great stories that have all of the elements that stories, when they're good drama, are supposed to have. You know, it's about conflict and resolution and triumphing against major difficulties in the world and winning through and affirming what it is that we actually like about ourselves.
People who love horses are going to love this film, and people who don't really know much about horses will love this film because they're just so beautiful to watch, and there's really nothing to dislike about them.
The film follows the lives of 3 horses, born on the same night. Their stories become an illustration of the relationships between people and horses. One becomes an eventer, one a racehorse, and the third escapes into the wild.
With horses, it's much more about their relationship with people. Horses don't exist in the wild in very great numbers anymore. And so it became important in telling that story of horses and people together that some dramatic elements be introduced into that. So we deliberately chose horses that have quite dramatic lives.
The reason why I wanted to do an IMAX film about horses is twofold. One is that they look beautiful. The second reason that I felt that they were right is because they move quickly.
But trained horses can only do so much. Caulfield also had to capture natural behaviour for the giant IMAX screen.
We don't pretend in the film that the horses are doing things that they would not normally do. If they run like horses do. If they're in a herd together and there's some fighting going on, that's because that's what they do. It's not because I said to them, excuse me guys, but could you fight for a while? So I don't, you know, what goes on in the film is in fact extremely natural behaviour from the horses. We had to be alongside horses that were travelling very quickly. There is only one way to do that I know of, and that is that you put the camera inside the space cam and you drive like the clappers to keep up with the horses, so you're tracking with them very, very quickly, and the gyroscopic mount is holding the camera completely steady. of the things that we did in the film as well is to shoot high speed. When you shoot high speed, you get slow motion. And what that enables you to do is to look very closely and gloriously at a horse's movement, at the way that the musculature ripples along the body when the horse is in full gallop, at the way that the legs fold up underneath as the horse gathers them up before the next stride, at the extraordinary synchronicity that goes on between those four legs that enables the horse to be propelled in the way in which they are, at the way a horse can jump over a jump and simply leave the ground and stretch out all of its limbs, kind of clawing the air to pull itself through. Beautiful things. When you watch them in real time, they're like that. They just hurtle by you. When you watch them in slow motion, you begin to understand what a remarkable animal this is.
Get out! Get out!
The circle of horse life changes with the seasons, and the film captured them all, from their first moments through their early years and on into adulthood.
I've made films now in all kinds of formats, for television, feature films, and the reason that I film in IMAX is because it is the ultimate film format. There is nothing left in the world that looks as wonderful as an IMAX film can look. Sitting in an IMAX cinema is like being there. It's that simple.
Caulfield chose to shoot the film in the southeast of Australia, taking the IMAX camera to remote and beautiful locations. On an old Western film set, the crew set up for one of the most dramatic sequences of the film. Caulfield's plan involves a fast-moving action sequence inside a burning barn.
Stand by. Occupy, please. What about the front?
Turn more smoke on the right. A little more smoke on the right, please. Thank you. Turn over. Action!
That is a wrap of this shoot, and clearly we've burned the barn down. What more can we do?